Elliott now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And they'll run it here. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Detroit! On second down, Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? Because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all this stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. That's one of those long drives where not only do you score, but you really tire out the defense, too.
That's a great point, because now they've been on the field for a long time. Them going to the bench, trying to make adjustments, trying to figure things out, but they'll do so fatigued.
Extra point safely through, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They'll roll him out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. from the gun, Mayfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go well, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
On second down, here's Jackson. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On third down, that's Dean. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
Detroit! 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 Gun! 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 Gun!
4th down, here's Jackson. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And this Browns defense stands tall. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
No. Check. Patriot! Patriot!
3rd and short yardage. Mayfield. He's got his tight end in Njoku. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Mayfield now on 2nd down. A dump underneath to Jones. It'll be a gain of 4, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down forthcoming.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
And Elliott puts this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Short kick. One of the up men will take it down. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Wide open receiver complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to work his way down to the 16. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy, let him pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. A great move in there, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Give him 7 on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Forced out to his left. And fights him off. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches.
Detroit! Detroit! Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Throwing is Jackson. And he'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. He loses 5 full yards to bring up 4th. Now the Ravens bring out the field goal unit here from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So that's one you almost never see at this level. A wobbler from very short range, and it winds up no good.
All right, Brandon, if he slipped or someone got a hand on it, then I can understand it, but it's almost like you heard a whistle or something that stopped his swing. A very strange result, especially for an NFL kicker.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Mayfield on play action. Steps away to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the... And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. The connecting here with DJ Shark. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Jackson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. On 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
The Ravens send their punter out now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Oh, look at that. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. The Browns on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
They'll try and run for it with Jones. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. On 4th down, they snap it to Mayfield. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Jackson on first down. He's going to go up top. Got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. In for the score. And the Ravens are in for 6. The try here for the extra point. The extra point up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Trying to lay one up deep. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And now Mayfield on the bootleg. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
After the interception, here's Jackson rolling to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll go out of bounds, making it all the way down to the 5. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to face a third down.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line it. Blue line it.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Chris Jones in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at the 18. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll run it here. Finding some room at midfield. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
First down, Mayfield. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. And that is incomplete.
Martin, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They go play action. Mayfield being chased out left. And, boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
It's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Got this one down to the 10. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down.
It's been a struggle for the guys on defense trying to figure out how to get off the field. And now after that run, they're confronted with at least 4 more plays.
Leopard! Leopard!
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Mayfield to throw it. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. As his guys are in for 6. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Elliott now to add the extra point. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And it's now 17-14. Elliott now to kick this one away. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
To throw on second down. Jackson, and that is incomplete here. We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
Gone! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Jackson on third down. Buying time to his left. And down he'll go at the 25. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
They'll look to set up his blockers. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Mayfield off the play fake. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. Mayfield down. Over the middle, it's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a 1st down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And his throw here's incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku. And it'll bring up third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The Browns on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Dancing, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. Jackson and the Ravens come up now, 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Now, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10.
Detroit!
Jackson from the shotgun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
On 2nd down, Jackson.
I call that play a success. A nice in.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Man, we see a lot of quarterbacks try and do this. They get out of the pocket, they get in trouble, and they try and force the ball into their star receiver to make a play, sometimes whether he's open or not. And I think this time is definitely an or not.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And they'll go with the ground attack here. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence and playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. They come up here on 1st and 10, and they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And they'll go on the ground, fighting him off. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure.
And they'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. In for the score. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Elliott now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They give him a gain of 38. Now Jackson on first down. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Chris Jones in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. From midfield now, here's Jackson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Here's Jackson on third and long. Flush to his right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to do what we call flat.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Tavon Young. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Room here to run. Powerful running. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in a zone. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The Browns on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 14. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. And now here come the Ravens. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hey. 4 down.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Detroit!
And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Browns, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they suffer their 4th loss so far. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.